The radio crackled to life in the air traffic control room. A familiar sound, but tonight it carried an edge of unease. The hum of electronics and the faint buzz of fluorescent lights seemed to fade as every ear tuned in, waiting for the next words to break the tension. Captain Eva Rostova's voice, usually calm and measured, now edged with confusion and something else: fear. Her reputation for composure under pressure was well known among the controllers, but tonight, even she sounded rattled. Mayday! 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 Flight 739! Her words trembled through the static. I don't understand what I'm seeing. The urgency in her tone sent a chill through the control room. The controllers froze, expecting the usual emergencies: engine failure, smoke in the cabin, a sudden drop in altitude. But this was different. The silence in the room was thick, broken only by the hiss of the radio. Instead, Eva described the impossible. Her voice wavered as she tried to make sense of what she saw outside her cockpit window. The water. It's like the sky is in the water. Everything is upside down. Her words painted a surreal image: clouds and stars shimmering on the surface of Lake Superior, as if the world had been turned inside out. Her breathing was heavy, panic rising with every passing second. The sound of her quickened breaths filled the radio, betraying the fear she tried to suppress. Controllers leaned in, straining to catch every word. They pressed her for her position, for any detail that might help them understand. But Eva's replies grew more fragmented, her sentences breaking apart as confusion overwhelmed her. There are lights everywhere, not from a city. They're coming from the lake. Her voice was barely above a whisper, as if afraid the lights themselves might hear her. The controllers exchanged uneasy glances. There were no towns, no boats, nothing that could explain what she was seeing. Lake Superior was vast and empty, no cities, no lights beneath the surface. The radar showed nothing but open water stretching for miles in every direction. The only thing more unsettling than Eva's report was the utter lack of explanation. The veteran controller, voice steady but urgent, urged her to trust her instruments, to focus on her training. But Eva's voice only grew more desperate, her words tumbling out in a rush. It's not a reflection, it's pulling us. Her altimeter spun wildly, the instruments no longer making sense. Something unseen seemed to tug at the plane, drawing it toward the shimmering surface below. Then, suddenly, silence. The radio hissed with static, Eva's voice swallowed by the void. The connection was gone, as if she had been cut off mid-sentence. Controllers called her name, again and again, their voices growing more frantic with each unanswered plea. The room was filled with the desperate repetition of her call sign, echoing off the walls. Flight 739, do you copy? Captain Rostova, respond. But the only reply was the cold, unyielding static. No answer. The radio was dead. The connection was broken, as if the night itself had swallowed the plane whole. Captain Eva Rostova and her cargo plane vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a few cryptic words, a room full of haunted faces, and a chilling silence that would echo through the halls of the control tower for years to come. The disappearance was baffling, sending shockwaves through the aviation community and leaving families, friends, and colleagues searching for answers. It wasn't just another missing plane story. This was something that defied logic and experience. Captain Eva Rostova was no novice. She was a respected figure in the skies, admired by her peers for her professionalism and dedication. With over 15,000 flight hours, Eva had flown through every imaginable scenario: turbulence, storms, technical glitches, and always emerged calm and collected. Her reputation for precision and quick thinking was unmatched. Her aircraft, a state-of-the-art cargo plane, had undergone a thorough maintenance check just the day before the flight. Every detail was scrutinized by a team of experienced mechanics. Every system was flawless. Engines purred, navigation systems were calibrated, and the structure was sound. There were no warning signs, no overlooked issues. The weather was perfect. Clear blue skies stretched for miles. Gentle clouds drifted lazily, and the winds were light. There was no hint of turbulence, no threat of storms on the horizon. It was a routine flight along a familiar route, one Eva had flown countless times before. Nothing about the day suggested danger or uncertainty. There were no signs of pilot error, no mechanical red flags, and no last-minute changes to the flight plan. Everything was as it should be. When a plane vanishes in a storm, investigators can usually point to weather as the culprit. Lightning, turbulence, or sudden wind shear can bring down even the best pilots. But on a calm, sunny day, with a top pilot at the controls and a perfectly maintained plane, the disappearance becomes something far more perplexing. A true aviation mystery that challenges everything we know. Investigators scoured every detail, searching for any clue that might explain what happened. They interviewed witnesses, reviewed radar data, and examined maintenance logs. But the usual explanations didn't fit. There was no evidence of foul play, no distress call, and no sign of malfunction. The puzzle was missing all its easy pieces. Every lead turned into a dead end, and every theory raised more questions than answers. Forced to look for answers in stranger places, investigators began to consider the unthinkable. The mystery only deepened, leaving everyone to wonder, how could a plane simply vanish on a perfect day? Captain Rostova's last known position was deep within the boundaries of the infamous Great Lakes Triangle, a region that has long captured the imagination of sailors, pilots, and storytellers alike. This mysterious area, marked on old maps and whispered about in lakeside towns, is said to be a place where the ordinary laws of nature seem to bend, and where the line between fact and legend blurs. The Great Lakes Triangle stretches across the vast, unpredictable waters of Lake Michigan and Lake Superior, encompassing a region notorious for its treacherous storms, sudden fogs, and magnetic anomalies. For centuries, this area has been the backdrop for countless stories of unexplained vanishings, ships swallowed by the mist, planes lost without a trace, and entire crews who seem to disappear into thin air. Since the earliest days of European exploration, ships and planes have vanished here under circumstances that defy explanation. Some were caught in violent storms, while others simply faded from radio contact, never to be seen again. One of the first and most enduring mysteries was the disappearance of the Le Griffon in 1679. This was the first European ship to sail the upper Great Lakes, and after setting out on what should have been a routine voyage, it vanished without a trace. Despite centuries of searching, no wreckage has ever been found, fueling speculation about what really happened. The Bannockburn, a steel freighter, met a similar fate in 1902. Nicknamed the Flying Dutchman of the Great Lakes, it disappeared during a November storm, leaving behind only rumors and ghostly sightings reported by other sailors in the years that followed. In 1950, Northwest Airlines Flight 2501 was flying over Lake Michigan when it suddenly vanished from radar. Despite an extensive search, only small pieces of debris and a few personal items were ever recovered. The fate of the 58 people on board remains one of aviation's great unsolved mysteries. Long before these modern tragedies, Native American tribes living along the lakes told stories of powerful spirits and supernatural forces lurking beneath the waves. They believed the lakes were alive, and that certain places were portals to other realms, guarded by ancient beings. Among these legends is Mishipeshu, the underwater panther, a fierce, horned creature said to control the storms and protect the secrets of the deep. Tales of doorways to other worlds, hidden beneath the surface, have been passed down for generations, adding to the region's aura of mystery. Over the years, the Great Lakes Triangle has become a symbol of the unknown, its reputation built on centuries of strange events, chilling disappearances, and stories that defy easy answers. Each new incident only deepens the sense of intrigue and wonder that surrounds these waters. Captain Rostova's disappearance is just the latest chapter in a saga that stretches back through history, a reminder that, even in our modern age, some mysteries remain unsolved, and the Great Lakes continue to guard their secrets. One scientific theory points to magnetic anomalies beneath the Great Lakes. These disturbances can disrupt compasses and even modern instruments, causing confusion and disorientation. A malfunctioning compass could easily lead a pilot astray, especially in poor visibility. Even advanced aircraft aren't immune to sudden electronic interference. In the Triangle, a magnetic anomaly could be the first domino in a chain of disaster. Radar data from Flight 739 was even stranger than Eva's final words. The plane's transponder flickered, then showed impossible maneuvers, climbing thousands of feet in seconds, turning at angles no cargo plane could survive. Controllers checked their systems. Everything worked perfectly. Other radar stations confirmed the bizarre movements. It was as if the plane was glitching across the sky, defying physics. Then, the blip vanished. No descent, no breakup, just gone. For radar, the plane simply ceased to exist. The disappearance was total. Investigators scrambled for answers. Structural failure was considered, but it didn't explain the radar or Ava's words. Magnetic anomalies were another suspect. Could a pulse have disabled the plane's electronics? Some scientists suggested gravity wells or atmospheric waves capable of pulling a plane from the sky. More exotic theories emerged. UFOs, strange lights, impossible maneuvers, technology beyond our own. None of the theories fit all the facts. Every clue contradicted another. The case became a storm of conflicting evidence. The mystery only deepened. For years the lake yielded nothing. Then in 2026, new sonar scans revealed bizarre shapes near the plane's last known coordinates. Not a plane, but large geometric objects, rectangular and triangular, with sharp artificial edges. They were partially buried, far larger than any aircraft part, and denser than steel. Experts were baffled. The shapes didn't match any known wreckage. The location was too coincidental to ignore. Plans were made for a follow-up expedition with underwater drones. The world waited for answers from the deep. Renewed interest led audio engineers to re-examine Eva's final transmission. Beneath her voice, they found a low-frequency hum, a repeating pattern, almost inaudible, growing louder as she spoke. The same frequency had been recorded in other mysterious disappearances worldwide, including the Bermuda Triangle. Was it a natural phenomenon or something artificial? The hum added a chilling new layer to the mystery. The disappearance changed aviation. Triple redundant navigation systems and new pilot training became standard. For Ava's family, there was no closure, only hope that new discoveries might bring answers. The story became a modern legend, debated by experts and the public alike. A perfect day, an expert pilot, impossible data, strange sonar shapes, and a mysterious audio frequency. No easy explanation. The case forces us to confront the limits of our understanding. What really happened to Flight 739? The evidence is yours to consider. What do you believe?